Okay, so now getting actually into the actual LinkedIn profile. You've probably seen this yourself. I think the reason for, okay, so a lot of profiles on LinkedIn come across as a CV, and I guess that's a hangover from LinkedIn when it launched years ago. People approached it more as a kind of site to find jobs. So there, as a result, a lot of profiles still have this kind of format of presenting, presenting themselves as almost like job seekers, as a CV, and it really is not what we're looking to achieve for your business. Because what we're doing with your LinkedIn profile is to position yourself as almost kind of the solution to your target customers' problems. So your profile needs to be what I call client centric. So you need to be really getting to the heart of what we were saying on the previous slide. What are the problems that your customers face and how do you solve them? They need to be able to understand very quickly what it is that you do, how you help them, and the results that you achieve. Now, as we saw in terms of the social selling index, one of the key ways to rank further up in the score is to make sure that you have your profile 100% completed. And there's a lot of things in there that you have to think about, right from, your good photo, using a banner, you've got to have a professional headline, making sure that your public URL makes sense, adding skills, all of this good stuff. So we need to make sure that as a starting point, we complete your profile, because that is the quickest way to increase your visibility and attract perfect fit customers towards you. So just so you know, a lot of people go on LinkedIn for a number of reasons, but a lot of them go on there to look for potential solutions to their problems, to look for companies they can do business with, people that can help them. So you want to be asking yourself, be honest, when you look at your existing profile, would you ask yourself, would you do business with yourself based on what you currently see in your profile? So what we're going to do, I think actually, if we just go into LinkedIn itself, let's pull this over. Let's concentrate now on actually getting your profile completed 100%. So we're putting our best foot forward. So when you first log on to LinkedIn, this is the view. You'll see your profile on the left. So what you do is you just click on your name. It should load up. So this will take you to your home page, and you see you've got these different, it's like a pen icon. This is how you edit your profile. So the first thing I would say is, if you don't have one already, you need to have a decent headshot. Very neutral, nothing like crazy, just something that presents yourself in a professional light. You don't want to have some kind of wacky photo that you might have on Facebook. You want something that presents you in a serious, credible light. So that's the first thing. Make sure you've got a good photo. The next thing is, this is what I mean when I say banner. So what you need, a lot of people just waste this real estate. They put some kind of nonsense image in there. What I would encourage you to do is go into, I think the best tool for this is Canva. So you can go in and just get the template size for the LinkedIn banner and create a banner with your logo, your company logo, maybe your contact details, and some kind of very clear message. This goes back to the work we were doing in previous sessions. Like, what is it that you're doing? What's your kind of what's your positioning statement here? So you see, I've got one here. I'm helping expert help to take your B2B SaaS business to the next level. So straight away from this language, people know that I'm helping them on the sales side, and I concentrate on SaaS businesses which sell B2B. So that's the first thing. Get that image sorted out. Next, you want to start editing your headline here. So again, you just go into the icon here. Make sure your name, both your first and your last name, is fully completed. A cool thing you can do here is actually create a short 10-second recording with your voice. It just brings your it brings your profile to life. So you could just say, my name is Daniel Fiander. I help businesses with recruitment, with growing their business. You can do that. You can put your gender profile pronouns in. The headline here is so key. You should spend some time on this. Tip for you, just from an SEO ranking perspective, if your business is around recruitment, repeat that word twice in the headline. So I've got it here, remote sales superstars recruitment, and then helping SaaS companies with affordable sales talent recruitment. And so get a really good kind of headline put together that really communicates quickly and efficiently what you do, so people really understand. Remember, people's attention spans are very short. They need to understand, they need to get what you do as quickly as possible. Then you can put what your current position is. A tip for you here, as I said, traditionally people approached LinkedIn almost as kind of a jobs website, like describing their roles. Because you're a business owner, instead of thinking about having different roles at a company, different positions, you can put in different products. So for example, I help customers on the recruitment side. I have 2 solutions here, but then also I'm a business coach. I help founders to grow their business. So you can set those up and then select which one is your current position. So I'm just leaving it on this one for the time being. You can add positions here. The industry, think about which industry you're in and plug it in there. Again, this helps people to find solutions that you provide, because they'll all look across different industry options. You can add in your location. You can add your contact information. I would definitely encourage you to do that. So here I've got my email, I've got my phone number. You can put your address in there. You can even put in your website URL. If there's some kind of free resources that you want to provide, you can post those in there. So you can go away and do those. Just save those off. Education, put in like details of the university or schools that you've gone to, if that's relevant to your target audience. We did the contact. And then here you can also include a link. If you have any kind of media or value that you can provide to your potential customers before they become a customer, do that. You can post that here. So I've got a short video that I created. I saved it to a landing page and I just pasted the link here, and you give it a title at the link text. I'll just show you what that is. So in your profile, it will be shown here. And this is a really great way to kind of what I call show what you do, show your expertise before people buy from you, because people really nowadays want to check out you know what service you offer. They want to see evidence of the value you provide ahead of time before they actually become a customer. So get this down. Then you have what I call creator mode. So creator mode allows you, if you switch it on, it allows you to add up to 5 hashtags on topics that you talk about or that are super relevant to your service. So you see I've added those in there. So I'd encourage you to become a creator mode, a creator profile. I'm just going to go back. Then you have this featured section. This is really key for the algorithm, but also generally to show your customers what you do ahead of time. So you can edit these. So I've got a number of different, there's a short presentation I've got, a recorded webinar. I've got this is a PDF, which provides some real valuable stuff, like tips on finding your next sales superstar. There's a demo like a pro book. Just try and get as many of these. Look, you can even add in videos. Try and add as much as you can here. So think about within your current marketing assets, what you could share with your customers to show what you do, to raise your credibility and to really prove your worth to your potential customers. here is the activity. So this will show regular, like recent posts that you've put out on LinkedIn. The about section, this is really important. You need to invest some time making sure that this is completed. So you have, if we just go on here, you have up to 2,600 characters. This is a kind of format you might like to copy. So really like explaining what you do. So just you could use that text, what I do. So I help SaaS companies transform revenue growth by providing sales coaching and training and sales recruitment solutions. So you can build it out that way. What makes me unique? You talk a bit about that. Who you work with. Again, you want people to understand, like, am I the right target audience here? So I would talk about like SaaS companies, minimum of what, at least 1 million in revenue. That goes back to the work that we did previously about who your ideal target audience is. You want to communicate this here so you're not wasting time. A little bit about how your approach works. So detail, I mean, you don't have to go into chapter and verse, but you need to have a broad outline of what it, how you go about helping them. So here I talk about my 5 sales mentor success pillars. And then if you want to, some social proof. So if you have any good testimonials, you can share those here. I also like to put this one in here. You wouldn't believe how lazy people are trying to find your contact details. So try and put those in the about section as well. You can add in skills as well. Those one up to 5 that are relevant for your particular line of business. Okay. So the experience bit, this is also crucial, and you're approaching this, remember, as you're kind of viewing yourself, presenting yourself as a business. So use the language that your target audience will relate to. So this goes back to what I was saying before. So I have a company called Sales Mentor, but I have different businesses, different service options within Sales Mentor. So what you do is normally profiles will have these as kind of job roles at a company. Just flip it around. So you put the name of your business service, so what it is you do. So I put remote sales superstars, and then reference the company name, and then just for here you just check that I'm currently working in this role and the start date of that service and the industry, a short description, and again, some skills if relevant. So fill this out again along the lines of what we saw before up here. Like just explain what you do for that service area, what makes you unique, who you work with, etc. So you see I've done it for 3 services here: remote sales superstars, sales talent as a service, and then as a business coach. Again, you have the option when you edit this, you can add in more social media. So again, if you've got any useful links to PDF documents, any kind of guide, put those in here, because it really, as I said, positions you as a thought leader, as someone with expertise, someone that your potential customer wants to do business with. If you have previous positions, I mean, there are different schools of thought here. I would keep them to a minimum. You want people really to focus on your existing business and what you do. So keep these, you don't have to include text if they're old positions. I think just listing them out is enough. You might even decide you don't want to list them at all. I mean, there's no kind of right or wrong. I think if they're old positions, less is more. Just really name what your job title was. I think that's sufficient. So if we go back, so we've covered all of that. You fill out your education section, so any universities you've been in. This is useful to fill out because when it comes to reaching out to ideal customers, LinkedIn has this concept of first, second, and third degree contacts. So second degree contact, well, first degree are ones that you're already connected to. The second degree contacts would be where you have shared experiences. So that could be anything from previous jobs, It could be schools that you have attended or universities. So that's why it's important to fill out this section, just so when you do start your cold outreach, you have a talking point. Hey, I saw we went to the same university, or we studied the same particular certification. Fill out as much as you can. Again, make it as complete as possible. Then you can add in the skills section here. So really focus in on those skills that you're renowned for in your business. So I've added a bunch in here. I think you can add quite a few. But yeah, try and get as many of these down as possible, because again, it will help from the SEO side of things. So people to really understand what it is you're all about, what your business does. And recommendations. I mean, if you don't have any already, what I would suggest to you is maybe drop a previous customer or colleague an email and just say, hey, would you mind leaving me a recommendation? I can also return the favor. You could even draft a recommendation for them to save time if they agree to that. And then their end would have to post a recommendation so it shows up on your profile. But you have the option of accepting their recommendation, their testimonial, before it goes live. Add any courses here. Languages is really useful. It might be a particular USP for you. If you, for example, specialize in a particular market, the fact that you speak the local language will make you stand out from the competition. So definitely fill out the language section. And then you can add interests, people that you follow. You might even want to talk about different causes or charities that you're interested in. Again, this helps with finding that commonality when you start reaching out to potential customers. The other thing I wanted to show you is a lot to kind of take in there. Edit your public profile and URL. So what you should do here is you have the option to edit it. Now, I think by default, LinkedIn gives you some garbage. It's like maybe a bunch of crazy numbers or letters. You have the option to edit this to something that makes sense. You could do actually your full name, your company name, something along those lines. Save it off. And a top tip for you would be to include it in your email signature, just so you're driving people to all of the great content, those media links that you've added to your profile. The edit content. Just have a look here. I'm trying to remember what this one was. Yeah, this just takes you back to the standard screen. So what I would recommend is concentrate on completing your profile as much as you can. And then in our one-to-one session, we're going to go through fine-tuning this, making sure that we're pressing the right buttons in terms of what our target audience wants to see. So really, I'd encourage you, as I said, to dig out any kind of sales and marketing collateral that you have, any kind of PDFs, anything that shows what you do. It might even be a training video, anything that you can share to your target audience. Get it into your LinkedIn profile, because that will really help when it comes to getting the outreach and getting the first crucial meetings. So that really is it in a nutshell. I look forward to seeing you at our upcoming session. Take care.